Hey guys, I wasn't gonna buy this, but it's such a good price. This is $63 to $65, and normally it's like 125. So it's a very good price, and I'm looking at it right now. It's a very impressive size, the box at least. It's so impressive because you have here the Hori fight stick, which is really a miniature fight stick. This looks like it's going to be a lot bigger. It's probably not a full size, competitive stick, but for 60 bucks, I mean, you can't complain. So I'm going to open it up. We can take a look at it. Okay, so I have this upside down, but it's all right. It says Fusion, and this is basically just the instruction booklet. It's kind of nice presentation there. This booklet is gonna tell you how you can remove the faceplate to put in your own. Right now that red is not that exciting. I am planning to add different artwork to it. Okay, so here is the stick. It comes with a battery, which double battery. So this is quite nice. Duracell brand. So actually, maybe it's not Duracell. It is Duracell, yeah. So a brand name battery. Very impressed. Normally these don't come with any batteries. First of all, so a faceplate is provided for you already. So wow, this compared to the Hori Fight Stick Mini, it's huge. It's a much better upgrade. Plus it's super heavy. Oh, buttons. It's kind of not sure if I like the button. I am assuming you can replace these. These feels good. These feels better. These are full size buttons. So if you have big hands, yeah. I'm not sure if I like the buttons on these so far. I mean, just initial thoughts. All right. So it does come with the latch, and then you get a cable that it has a USB-C, and it goes inside this. So you still need a USB 2 to make it work on your device. This is compatible with the Nintendo Switch. There is a So there is a film over this, so you need to remove it. I'm just gonna do this one. I'm assuming you can remove the ball top to replace it with something like a bat style, but it's very tight. I can't turn it. And then if you want to replace the faceplate, you're gonna have to remove the screws, 6 screws, and then take out the red, and we can put in this one that's provided, or if you have a printer, you can print your own custom layout and then put it in. Alright, you need a small screwdriver like this. So the instruction here, you do remove the ball top, then you remove the stick, and then you can remove thing. So I just need more power or something to remove this top part. We'll see. Okay guys, I've removed the bottom of the plate, and we can see the internals. So these look like standard parts. I'm assuming you can just swap out the buttons if you don't like it. Same with the joystick as well. You can take out this whole thing, replace it with a different one, like maybe a high quality sandwall product or something like that. I'm really not into modding, or at least removing the buttons. I didn't like these buttons, so maybe over time it might irk me enough to replace it. There is, what is this? Oh, maybe a restrictor. Maybe a restrictor for these. So if you don't like 8-way, you just want 4-way, you can put a restrictor on here. I'm assuming that's what it is, because this is not. Well, that's kind of nice that they gave us that. Here's your battery compartment. Now, the bottom of this is actually pure metal. Whoops. So this here is pure metal. So this is really, really heavy. So I was going to replace the artwork, but I cannot get this ball to come off, and you need this to come off for this plate to be removed, so then you can replace the plate. I'm assuming you can get a clamp or something, kind of clamp, and hold this down and then turn it. I just wanted to force it because I just got this. I may break it. For now, it is fine. This is fine. I would like to replace the artwork, basically, but I can't get this ball off, and that's the main thing that you need to remove in order to remove this front part. Other than that, I'm looking forward to playing with this. Okay, so I have my Nintendo Switch here. We're gonna connect it. The only way to do that right now is you have to do it wirelessly through Bluetooth. So in order to do that, you do need to put the device in Bluetooth mode, hopefully. Well, you turn it on, and then under, let's go back home, assuming it's controller. You're going to find the controller, and then, okay, so I paired it off screen. It's funky, but I had to I don't know what I did, honestly. I just put it in pairing mode. I kept trying to pair it. Nintendo, the controller couldn't find it. You do want to go to change controller grip, and then here you can pair it here. It looks like hold the plus and the minus button. So you hold the plus and the minus button, and it should pair it. There it is. So this plus and the minus here, once you do it, it pairs it, and then you can go back, or actually I'll just use the the A and B switches is backward. Oh yeah, look at that. Okay, I'm gonna say I don't really love the buttons on here. So these are like dome style buttons, which is basically they're domey, and these are like domey shaped buttons, and I guess I like the concave buttons, the one that goes in a little bit. They are full size, so it feels like I need to really hit the button, which is, I guess, fine. Like I said, I'm not a fan of these buttons, but the beauty of this is you can, I guess, replace the button if you really choose to, if you want to. So this was my my go-to for the Nintendo Switch for the Hori fight stick. This is a little smaller, definitely smaller, but it does the job pretty well. Unfortunately, the problem is this is not wireless. This is you have to plug it in. That is a problem. The wireless thing is cool. Don't forget the AA batteries, and you should be fine. The battery, I heard, is long lasting. So yeah, this for 60 bucks, this is a really good deal. Alright, so while this is nice, I feel maybe if you can afford it, you get the Razer fight stick, which is, I feel, probably the ultimate in fight stick. And I'll show you why. Right now, you can like easily remove the ball here. So you can take it out and remove and replace the ball top or the bat top. This, for some reason, is really in tight. I cannot remove this. I'm assuming I can get a clamp or something and then hold it down, then I can probably twist the ball off. But well, the good news about it being so tightly wounded on there is that this ball isn't going to fly off in case, in an arcade one-up situation where you just, where so fast the ball falls off. It is nice. For $60, that's probably the price I would pay for this. I don't know if I would pay any more than this. The wireless connectivity is really nice. Since it's an official Nintendo product, it's going to work with the Nintendo Switch right out of the box. So that's really nice. Like I said, if you can't afford it, get something like this Razer so yeah, the Razer fight stick's actually is so nice. You can like pop this open. Well, if I can. Okay, and then once you open it up, so you can see it has the alternative ball. You can replace your stick, and then it also has screws, this Phillips, and just a flat head, and that should be all the tools you need to replace and remove the buttons and stuff. And what's nice about this version that I have, it has a hydraulic thing to keep this open. And so if you watch, I'll demonstrate. Look at that. There it is. That's a really nice feature, this hydraulics thing. Yeah, so all the buttons mapped out. Unfortunately, this is for a PlayStation 4. It will work with the PC and a Raspberry Pi, but I don't think it's compatible with the Nintendo at all. And anyway, so this is the Pantera Razer Pantera Fight Stick Street Fighter 5 edition. It is limited, so I don't know if they still make these anymore. They might not have the license to Street Fighter anymore. So, so yeah, they might not have the license to produce the artwork anymore. So they might not produce these anymore. But this is probably my favorite fight stick, just because it's a full size, it's heavy. This is really smooth, and these are sandwall buttons. So I like these a little better. They don't make as much noise. Yeah, see, they're tighter or something. Yeah, but I do like that it's a Nintendo Switch compatible. Since it's Bluetooth, I'm not even quite sure if it'll work with other Bluetooth product. I'm assuming it will, I don't know. I haven't tried it with the PlayStation 4 or an Xbox, but I'm assuming you need the right drivers for them. On the you can plug it in, obviously. Maybe the device will recognize it as a fight stick, but for now, since it's not branded PlayStation 4 or they're not advertising it at PlayStation 4 or Xbox, you can assume this won't work with those systems. It will work with a computer, a PC or Raspberry Pi. I know that because those have stick drivers and stuff like that. PC especially, they have all the drivers that you can want. Other than that, yeah, I mean, if you're looking for a Nintendo Switch fight stick, I do recommend this over the Hori, the Street Fighter, just because you don't need to plug it in. So it's all wireless. If you do want to plug it in, you can use a dock, or you can get a USB-C to USB-C connection and then plug it directly into the Switch, and that will be recognized as a controller. Anyway, yeah, do I regret $60 for this? Somewhat, but it's kind of nice to add to my collection, and then plus if a friend comes over, I can give them this to play with, and then not feel bad, because I feel like I didn't really spend that much on it. Would I have paid more? Would I have paid $100 for this? No. This to me is a $60 purchase. That's what it is. And as soon as I can remove the bat top, or this top ball, and replace the artwork, I would be much happier. Right now I can't do that, so I'm feeling a little bummed out, just because my ball is just very tightly wounded on the stick. And again, I think I'd rather have it securely in place than a loose ball, But it still annoys me that I cannot remove this with my hands. Again, I'm gonna get a clamp a little later and then see if I can work that out. Hang on. So I'm gonna turn off the power so that it doesn't try to connect to the Switch every time I do this. Yeah, I guess I'll give it a little more time to get used to these buttons, but like again, not crazy about the buttons, but I guess I'm just not used to it. Maybe I'll change my mind after I spend hours with it. It's noisy. You notice that? Yeah, it's definitely, this is quieter. Oh, this is definitely clicky. Anyway, choice is up to you. This is retail $60. I'm assuming you can get it cheaper, but I love the artwork and everything, so I do like this. It's very light, though. This is light. The only positive thing I can give it is that it's light, I guess, for children, because it's smaller, and the artwork is amazing. And Hori, they make really good products. Unfortunately, if you're looking for a fight stick, I guess I cannot recommend this, because you need a dock to play with it, basically, or you need a USB-C adapter with extra, USB 2 connection. Hi guys, so this is just footages of games that I've been playing with using the PowerA Fusion fight stick for the Nintendo Switch. Obviously you can plug it into your PC and it would automatically recognize it as a joystick and would use it as a game controller. I could not get Street Fighter V to work, but I could get Street Fighter IV to work. So I don't know, there's something about Street Fighter V that whatever Capcom did, they removed the ability to just use joysticks and controllers. I read somewhere that maybe it has something to do with this, the game itself just is not stable when you plug in USB sticks or controllers, so they just removed that option, and so they only allow you to use keyboard, or I suppose PlayStation 4 controllers, because originally when the game came out it was only supported for the PlayStation 4. Unfortunately, I think that's a misstep, because it kind of sucks. I couldn't get the PowerA to work on Street Fighter V, and that kind of sucks. I mean, Capcom is just terrible. Street Fighter IV, I don't know, they managed to allow sticks and arcade sticks and stuff, so that seemed to run fine. So I don't know. There's something about Street Fighter Five that's just wonkers. So yeah, I find that the type of games that you play with these kind of joysticks are old arcade games. So games that doesn't it's not too complex. I think I like enjoy playing it on with the joysticks. Yeah, so games that like Double Dragon, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, early like '90s games, they would all work really well. The only games that won't work are like the more advanced games where like 3D games won't work because you need like two analog controllers. And yeah, so this stick really is not meant for you. It's not a catch-all controller. For that, you'll have to get a Xbox controller or a PlayStation 4 controller where it has all the buttons and triggers and all that good stuff. But with the joystick, you know what you're getting if you're getting a joystick. So again, if people are giving it a low rating because it lacks extra buttons or it lacks certain things to play their more modern games, I can't stand behind you because you know what you're getting when you get in a controller like this. It only has six, seven, eight. It only has 8 buttons, so that's what you can live with. And then it does have the home button, all that good stuff. So basically, anything on the Nintendo Switch buttons it'll have, but as far as double analog, it's not gonna allow. It's not gonna work. So yeah, I found that pairing it with the Nintendo Switch was actually a little harder than I thought because you do have to hit the plus and minus button at the same time. But I was not aware that is a thing that you had to do. I thought it was just like most Bluetooth, you put it in pair mode, and the Bluetooth would see it and then it would pair. But because it's Nintendo, you have to do the plus and minus button so that you can identify the orientation of your joystick. That's just a weird thing. Yeah, I haven't paired the stick with anything else because there's really no need for me. So when you're not using the Bluetooth, you do not need to uh, basically use the batteries that's provided with your stick. What you can do is plug in it directly into your PC with using the cable provided, and it will work just fine. And with that, you can turn off the stick, but when you plug it in, it will be recognized and powered. What else? I love the fact that you can store the extension cord within the stick itself. That's a really nice feature. I hate to say it, but that's really nice. And the compartment's easy. You just flip it out, and then you basically it works. I really enjoy that design. Yeah, so everything about it is it's a nice stick. Overall, it's a really good size. It's not too big. It's not too small. It's just kind of just right in the middle. Some people might prefer bigger sticks or bigger areas so they could rest their whole length of the arms on it. And again, I do own a very small stick, a medium-sized stick, which is what this is, and then a very large stick, which is the Razer, fight stick, which I think is probably the best fight stick among all the ones I've owned. But again, you're paying a premium for that. Razer did not make it cheap. I think it was like $100 and something, nearly $200 on retail. But I did get it on sale. If you can find it on sale, you can buy it. I think because it's a limited edition, you may not be able to find it at least readily available. So that is probably about $200 of stick. But then you have to really be into fighting games or arcade games to really appreciate all the stuff that came with that. With this medium-sized one, I think the price is pretty good for $60, I think, or $68. I think that's a really good price for this size. Again, I kind of mentioned it earlier. I would never pay like $120 or whatever the retail price was for that. I think it's a little too much money, but for $60, $65, I think it's a good compromise for the price. Again, if I didn't, I kind of have regrets owning this middle stick because it's really I don't really need it, and I think between the big stick and the tiny little stick, I'm I'm okay. So I mean, I'm fine. All the fight sticks I could want. This is just gonna take up extra room in the house. Yeah. So now when somebody comes over, obviously we can have three players using various different fight sticks to play, like say, a Street Fighter Brawl or something. But again, not necessary, and kind of I don't know. I kind of do regret buying it. It is a very good price, though. Again, I think $68 is a good price. And yeah, other than that, I'm hoping to because it's a Nintendo. You can able to connect to it. That's a very added bonus, just because Nintendo don't always license their technology to these makers or the uh, in order for you to make it work on the Nintendo, you do have to jump through some various hoops or whatever. So to get it to work on the Switch is actually kind of nice. So to have a stick that's kind of works with your PC and the Nintendo Switch is pretty awesome. Again, I don't think it will work with the PlayStation 4 or Xbox, so that is kind of a bummer. I wish there was a stick that's just universal. I do believe 8-Bit Do or 8-Bit Do, they do make a stick that is universally compatible, but it's ugly, and I don't think it's cheap. But definitely worth looking to if you're looking for a universal stick. Because and there's a lot of caveats with those because you do have buttons and switches that you have to change in order for you to, let's say if you don't want to do Bluetooth, in order for you to switch it to a Xbox, for example, there is a button that you move it over in order to get the compatibility, or there's another button that would change the buttons layout so that it would make sense for like a PlayStation 4, which, like I said, it's really nice that it's a universal and stuff, but it is actually quite of a bit of a management when it comes to trying to figure out which buttons does what and for what system, because they have to design it in a way that encompass all the requirements of all the various systems. I do wish that they just universally agreed on one thing, but obviously that's not the case. Um, oh yeah, so for video game consoles, I am keeping an eye out for a Xbox Series X or a PlayStation 5, but unfortunately, I don't know if you noticed, but you are still not able to find them. To be fair, I'm not really that interested in getting it just because I have multiple gaming machines, like PCs that I'm very happy with as far as performance and the ability to play any games that I own in the previous years and stuff. But I am always kind of interested in keeping an eye out for the latest consoles, just because I'm the type of person that is just interested in it, and not necessarily that I would use it all the time, but I'm just interested in owning it. Anyway, yeah, and so thanks for watching. I hope this will help you persuade you buying a Fight Stick. If you don't own a Fight Stick and you want one for the Nintendo Switch, this is really a great stick for that purpose, because for the price you're getting, it's double the size, double the weightness, and the ability to maybe swap out the buttons if you want. Unfortunately, on the one that I bought, the bat top or the ball top, it's just impossible to remove. So even if I decide to, like, say, change out the joystick part, I don't know if I can, just because I cannot remove that ball in order to slip the through the top artwork. So that is going to be a problem. As far as the buttons, I haven't looked into it, but I'm assuming it's pretty easy to pop out these buttons and switch it out. Again, I'm not crazy about the buttons that came with the Fusion, the PowerA buttons. I think it's their own house brand. I could be wrong, but I just don't love it. I think it's noisy, and I think it's kind of hard to press down sometimes. But I mean, the ability to swap out and use your own buttons is actually quite nice because it's roomy enough, and the way they wire it looks pretty easy to do. I mean, it's universal. But yeah, again, I'm not an enthusiast, so I probably don't have extra buttons lying around. But if you do have extra buttons lying around, I think you can easily swap it out. Okay, what else? Yeah, so if you don't own a Nintendo Switch joystick and you want one, I think it's a good deal, especially for the price. So keep that in mind. You can buy tournament grade sticks. That's going to be twice as expensive. Or you can buy those cheap Mayfair sticks. That's just decent price, but and it works. But yeah, do your research if you're looking for a stick. But for my purpose, I think this is fine. The ability to swap out artwork if you can remove the ball top, I think is a fantastic idea. But unfortunately, I can't do it on mine. But maybe you'll have a different story, and you can replace your own artwork, which is something I wanted to do, but I just bums me out that I can't.